100%. Cheers.
Obviously, we have to address the fact that my regular co-host is not feeling his best. He is he's getting multiple treatments, and everybody's sending him well wishes.
I heard about that at the mothership.
Yeah,
because I told him I was doing the show, but I didn't think that Bert was going to be on it. And then somebody said, "Yeah, I heard that you were asking for prayers for Bert."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh my God," because I love Bert.
Of course,
he loves me.
We're great. Yeah,
we don't see each other every day, but we still, when we do, it's
fun.
Unbelievable hug. And, it's great fun. And so I was going to come in here today and tell you that I would be willing to sit in for Bert until he got better, and once a week, right? How often do you do this?
Yeah, once
a week.
Once a week. Yeah.
I live, not very far from you.
That would be amazing.
I could hop in, wear a mask, or I could just come as me, we could change the name to Three Bears, One Cave.
Dude, I love it.
And we could just tape a 3 over that. Yeah. So when you go back and you find out this is a dead-end street, you can go right back to where you were. And
that's great. So as soon as his hearing and vision and everything get resolved,
stick that in your pocket.
Okay, I love that. Thank you, Ron.
Like some extra cash.
Hey, you got it, man. Thank you so much.
And another thing, and I know people don't know this, but that you gave my son a job. And my son actually has a degree in recording arts engineering that I didn't think he would ever use, because that for a long time those kinds of jobs didn't exist. But now they do.
Yeah.
And so you gave him a great job with an amazing benefits package. He is legitimately funny and kind, easy fucking hang.
Super easy hang, super
And
nice
there was
guy.
that little stretch in his life where I was like out doing stand-up while his mother was raising him.
Uh-huh.
That was like maybe 30 years or so. And so, and now we see each other quite a bit, and we do get along great, and we play a lot of golf together. He also beat me at golf for the first time in his life last Saturday. Or no, what day was it, Marshall? Are you back there?
When was it?
Yeah, Saturday. He beat me we were playing at where were we playing? Yeah, Barton Creek, Foothills Golf Course. For years. He's been playing golf since he's 5.
That's a day that everyone remembers, the father and the son.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And it was, we didn't even realize it until we added it up in the clubhouse. We were having dinner after. It was just 9 holes. And he had made an early quintuple bogey. But he fought back, and I was playing kind of shitty, and fucking he clipped me.
Wow.
For the first time.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
You don't have to answer his calls anymore. Fucking great.
Well, you're my only heir, and it's a lot of money. Maybe I keep picking up that phone.
That's incredible, though. So you had beat him every time since you guys had ever played.
Well, yeah, because it's golf. It's like violin,
Yeah.
If your dad's a guy that plays violin every day,
he's
you don't
pretty
play
good.
Violin as much, it's going to be hard to beat him at violin.
Yeah, sure.
But he got a little more focused on his violin, and he gave me one. And then we played yesterday also.
I remember,
which was a grudge match. I just wanted to beat his face into the ground, and boom.
When I was in college, this was sophomore year, one of the guys got me into playing racquetball, and it became this thing where I was like, oh man, racquetball is an intense, like when you start like getting into it, it's an intense game to play, also incredibly, cardio heavy. I mean, you're dying. And
right? Addictive. A long time ago, I fell completely in love with it.
And that's, the smack and a clean one, and you're going for points, you're running around. And my dad comes up to visit on just on some weekend. He comes to visit, and I've been playing racquetball all the time. And I go, yeah, I've been playing racquetball. He goes, oh, I want to play. And I go, well, you've never played? He goes, yeah, but I want to play. I go, okay. And we had played tennis before, but racquetball is a completely different sport, right? It's just, there is some, obviously, like some stuff that translates. You're a racket and a ball, but obviously the game is totally different. Dude, I'm like, yeah, this is how you do it. And he fucking beats me on the first game. I fucking threw a tantrum. I was so upset, dude. I was so upset that he beat me. I was like, this is fucking bullshit. I think I broke that racket. I hated it so much.
I got into it and I thought I was good at it. And at the time I weighed like 165 pounds.
Yeah,
I was quick.
You kind of have to fucking be any good.
Well, my dad, my best friend, Mickey McMillan, his dad was a coach at a college, but he played racquetball.
Yeah.
And he beat me so bad, and I thought I was almost unbeatable.
Yeah.
And he literally beat me so bad, and I was so exhausted, and he just toyed with me the whole time that I literally left there. I got in my car and backed into a ditch because I couldn't just turn my head around and look to see what was behind me. I'm like, I'm just going to take my chances. I was that completely spent, gone.
There's something just...
I didn't think I'd tell a story about Mickey McMillan's dad today, but there
it goes. Mickey McMillan's dad, you got the shout out. The thing about being like humbled by another man in something that you think you're proficient at, that just happens with sports, especially. It's like, you're like, I think I'm pretty good at this. And the way another guy can just check you to, you're like, oh, wow, I'm pretty not good.
Right.
I'm bad.
I used to do that in ping pong. Because I was pretty good. I had a table. I was pretty good at pool. I had a pool table.
Yeah.
But if somebody that came into town and we were all playing a lot of ping pong, and this guy from Kenya came and moved down the street, and he would just see us playing ping pong out there. And then there was one bar in town that would let us have a tournament and get a couple trophies. And literally, he let us know this slowly, but he could beat me from his knees left-handed, and just nothing I could do about it.
There's nothing you can do.
Reach, that effortless thing.
Have you ever seen I
thought I was good.
You ever seen the Olympians play? Like world class?
I love to watch those guys.
It doesn't look like. It doesn't even resemble ping pong games that you participate in.
No,
it has
no.
zero bearing on it whatsoever. Like the ball can go fucking 10 feet off, and the other dude will just swing it back, and it'll land at the corner of the other table, and then that guy will return it, and you're like, this is insane.
I think it's crazy fun to watch.
It's so fun to watch.
I'm thinking about starting a league, and
a ping pong league?
Yeah, ping pong league. Not for me to play in, but get some. I think it's more interesting than they're giving it credit for. I think it's undersold.
Yeah,
I think it's better than bowling. And I think it's better than tennis because you can get a whole room full of it going on at the same time.
You can get a lot of it going.
I think once it grabs hold, gets a little bit of traction, people are going to be talking about me and this day that I sat on this podcast.
I believe you.
This professional tennis league, which probably exists already.
People don't stop fucking talking about pickleball. It is nonstop conversation.
I've never played. Have you?
Never played it. My neighbor built a pickleball court. They're out there at 7 a.m. playing tournaments.
My neighbor has one too.
Like all day. He's like, it's you got to come over here and play. And I'm like, yeah. And I've never gone and played. But also everywhere you go, the conversation about pickleball. What I find fascinating is that people are all talking about this thing, and that tennis diehards really fucking hate it because tennis clubs are now converting their courts, and they're like
courts. Every one of them. I got this thing at my 67 year approach to living is I got one set of knees.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with them? And because they're not that great, but they're pretty good. Mm-hmm. And I do a lot of charity golf stuff, and most of the charity golf tournament celebrities are athletes, and they're all older guys that are retired, and they get up, man. Every one of them is just creak, and they all played football, all their life, and I'm like, get up, I'm fine. My knees are way better than theirs, and one of them asked me about it one time, and I said, I think that smoking pot and watching cartoons is really good for your knees. And that's what I did while you were playing football in high school.
Yeah, that's no joke.
I was on the golf team, and I was the worst guy on the golf team, but I was still on the golf team, and and I've been playing that game ever since. But anything else, directions, change, back and forth, golf's hard enough, and I want to play for a long time. So one set of knees, baby.
Well, they're still working. The fucking hardcore, like. My uncle played tennis, racquetball, and handball. He loved handball. Dude, 2 knee replacements and a hip. Like once he got old, like, yeah, I mean, just banging on that, like running around. And then all these guys now, I guess you see it more. All these people that do like these fucking 100-mile runs, like the ultra marathoners. I'm like, how are you? Like, it's amazing. It is amazing that physically it's amazing. Mentally, you have to be among the mentally toughest people on the planet. You can push through on a 100-mile run.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen to your fucking body when you're 67?
And that ultimately is what decides how smart you were during your life.
Yeah.
How did you spend it?
Yeah.
Well, I decided I would just learn how to run 100 miles without stopping.
Yeah.
Was that right? No.
Yeah, not
That
really.
that wasn't the point of this whole thing.
No.
The whole thing was just to be nice.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I could do it.
Like, I remember, what's the
It's like about the way I drank.
Yeah.
I drank like it was a fucking sprint, but it was a marathon.
It's a marathon.
You know, it wasn't a how much can you drink in a short amount of time. It's just enjoy your life.
Have
a
it
cocktail.
easy. Have a cocktail.
You know, with your friends. Don't fucking get it all down my throat. Like Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, that's
Bert Kreischer.
Bert drinks.
What's all that madness?
Bert drinks like he's gonna get caught. You know what I mean? Like
He
that's
drinks
how
like he's trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, like
Like,
they're
oh
like
no, somebody's got to drink this.
the cops are on the way, and you're like, fucking put it down now. It's like, no, you don't have to drink like that.
Oh, I have to tell you about this game-changing product I use before a night out of drinking, and it's called Pre-Alcohol. Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic Drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that is to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break down this byproduct. Just remember to make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and tomorrow you will feel your best. I'm telling you right now, I get great workouts in the mornings, and I like to drink. You guys know that. But I'm telling you, these pre-alcohol, they are a game changer. You wake up feeling good. Let me tell you right now, I kept hearing about pre-alcohol and wondered what it was actually like. And now that I've tried it, I believe the hype. And with their GMO technology, they will release different products that help address toxic byproducts of modern living in the gut. Go to zbiotics.com/bears to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use bears at checkout. Z-Biotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money. So no questions asked. Remember, head to zbiotics.com/bears and use code bears at checkout for 15% off.
NFL Week 1 is here, and a new season means new ways to get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like picking a player to score a touchdown. I mean, there's nothing more fun than watching a game with some stakes. And this is going to be another amazing NFL season. New York and San Francisco, I cannot wait to see this game go down. There's so many great games. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the best place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code BEARS. That's code BEARS for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Again, the code word is BEARS, BEARS, only at DraftKings. The crown is yours. Oh, just that guy. Do you remember? Excuse me. I might have misgendered someone. Eddie Izzard?
Yeah.
Eddie Izzard did this thing a few years ago. Because I think Eddie Izzard identifies as a woman. No, that's why I said that.
No, he's just a cross-dresser, right?
Not now. I'm pretty sure if you look that up.
Oh, I'd be curious because I don't think he's surprised I'm confused.
No, I don't think so either. I think Eddie Izzard would.
And that's what I would have to say about everybody that is trans and is, to try to give me a break too, because I have a hard time keeping up with exactly. I mean, I have a friend whose wife is trans, and I don't know what to say exactly.
See, it's Sheila. It says, see the sentence? She would keep using Eddie Izzard as her public name. That's my point. This is the point I'm trying to make. Eddie Izzard one time did, I think it was 50 days in a row or 30 days in a row. One of the two. I'm sure you can find it. Where they ran a fucking marathon every day in a row. Imagine running a marathon and then the next day doing it,
another
and did it for
marathon.
like a month. How many? 27 days in a row, dude. Come on. I don't understand how somebody really is like mentally and physically capable of doing this. I really don't. That is like one of those things where you go, I don't know how I just don't understand how you do it.
And what was the point? Eddie Izzard runs and runs and runs. It's just kind of a Forrest Gump
I
thing.
think I want to say
And
this.
Forrest Gump, somebody pointed me this. They said it was, I had a massage one time, and then somebody said, well, did you have a happy ending? And I just said, Forrest Gump had a happier ending. And then I kind of got a blank stare. I'm like, remember Jenny died at the end? And he goes, yeah, he was single and had all that Apple stock.
Yeah.
That's not sad.
No, that's a good day.
Get over
Yeah.
Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, it's kind of Forrest Gumpish of him, right? To just,
I want to say this was
It was a tribute to Nelson Mandela.
That's it?
Yeah, Nelson spent 27 years of his life in prison, so he ran 27 marathons. And,
Just as a tribute? It wasn't a fundraiser or anything?
I don't believe so. Here, let me pull this
I
up.
don't respect any leader this much. This is insane.
No.
To go like, I'm going to go ahead and fucking break my body as a tribute to you. That's
And I bet-
crazy.
I bet Nelson would have said, throw in a fundraiser while you're doing it.
Yeah,
You
do
know,
that.
get some housing.
By the way, scroll up to the text right here. Hold on. On one day, ran a double marathon because they spent day 5 in the hospital. So I went to the hospital. So today I'll run 2 marathons. What the fuck is going on with Eddie Izzard?
I always thought Eddie was kind of a little fat,
A little doughy?
a little doughy, but that may have been the dress. I don't know. I give up. I give up on trying to keep up.
Yeah,
I
don't
really
know.
do. Practice forgiveness if you're trans. You know what? I saw in New York. Practice forgiveness. You
Yeah,
know? If
that
I don't
is-
get it right, give
yeah.
me a fucking break.
Give me
I
a
try.
break, yeah.
I'm trying. I told you, my buddy, his wife was a man, still has man junk, and I don't know what to refer to her as. And I like her, and I think she's hot, and she has a penis, and I know he loves her, and I just want to know. Is it what do? And all I'm saying is, you have to learn forgiveness, and you also have to get a little bit thicker skin, because
I agree.
people are always going to make fun of that, and when they're confused and scared,
Totally.
and whatever. So it's up to you to kind of let it run off your back a little bit.
Gender is so fluid now too that you also have to learn to forgive yourself. Because I find myself, I'm like walking through the airport and I see brunette carrying a guitar case, and I'm like, wow, she's pretty beautiful, and I just get closer. I'm like, oh, that's a guy, and then I just turn and I keep walking, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, there's just people are fucking morphing into other people all the time, and you're like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'm sorry.
I was looking at mannequins the other day, and I couldn't tell. It was the hottest mannequin. It was down in California. It was a beach bikini thing. And it took me a minute to realize they were mannequins. They were so well done. I thought I was just staring at these chicks. And it took me another minute to care.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't wait till you can fuck robots.
Oh, my God.
That's all I want.
That'd be great.
That's all I want from them. Let me live till I can fuck a robot.
Yeah.
A little robot.
I mean, also, like, nobody can get mad at you for fucking a robot. You know what I mean? Like, your lady's not going to be like, you were with someone? Like, no, I was fucking a robot. Like, I was in the garage. I
was with Wheezy or whatever your name. I don't know what I would name my robot sex machine, but probably not Wheezy. That's horrible. Something sexier.
Yeah, but like, I mean, that's not that far off. Fucking robots.
No, and you know what? I was talking to Duncan Trussell, and he has these headsets that's the
VR ones.
Yeah, that is. It's like you're actually having sex with somebody else, and his wife was wearing them too, and she goes, I felt like I was cheating, and I said, how do you know what that feels like? If you. Did you cheat?
Yeah.
And, that reminds you of that feeling that you had when you did fuck around on poor Duncan here.
He must have loved that.
He did. He kind of looked at her. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you know? No, those VR headsets are insane. Those are crazy, man.
Have you seen porn in them?
I accidentally did.
No, oh, come on. Tom, accidentally? The accidental porn.
I accidentally signed up at vrbangers.com for an account. And one thing that is fucking nuts is like, it's the way that, that it's filmed anywhere you look. It's like, it's because they wear a camera that's specifically for it. So anywhere you look, you're seeing stuff. This guy who did a great job is banging like 3 girls in a yoga studio. And you, instead of just like looking at a clip, you're just like looking down at the other ones who are all playing the camera. And so it's so immersive. Yeah, you could definitely, it's a good thing I haven't used that in a while.
Yeah, I would never. I'd never leave the house. I don't think.
But also has a great space program. There's a space app that you feel like you're on the fucking space station. It's pretty incredible.
Are you fucking 3 chicks on it?
No. That's why it's way more boring.
Yeah,
but boo space.
We're trying to sell tickets.
Yeah. I have been seeing you at the club for a while now.
The mothership, it kind of brings you back into what you do,
Exactly.
And reminds you that you get to hang out with some really cool people, and if you're in the arts, and we're in the arts.
We are, dude.
And I got to tell you, in Fritch, Texas, they didn't talk a lot about the arts on career day.
No,
they did not. They didn't. It was welding mostly.
Yeah,
if you really wanted a shot at that bass boat.
Did they offer anything in the arts when you were like no nothing?
Not a thing. Not a thing. Not a gaffer. Not a cameraman. And not a. But they would teach you how to fix a lawnmower, which was way more practical. Than being an actor.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're from Fritch, Texas, because your lawnmower was for sure going to break, and you were for sure not going to have the money to get another lawnmower, and you're for sure not going to get a part in a movie.
Yeah.
All those things have been mapped out cleanly.
Yeah, but you might be able to fix this lawnmower, which
you'll need to do.
Very much applied to your life. Yeah.
Right.
My kids started school again this week, kindergarten and 3rd grade. And the 3rd grader, I was like, how was school? He was like, great. I go, yeah, what are your favorite classes? He's like, science. I go, you like science? He's like, yeah, that guy's the smartest. He actually knows stuff. And I go, okay. And then he goes, I like drama. I go, you like drama? Really? I was like, what do you like pretending to be like someone else? And he goes, what? I go, like drama is acting. Like, were you acting? He's like, what are you talking about? I go, what the fuck did you do in drama? He's like, we got to throw a bunch of shit in the room. I was like, what kind of fucking class was this? He was like, yeah, it was like, just be like reckless. He's like, so that was fun because we got to like break stuff. I go, okay, I don't know what kind of fucking drama class.
When you do your son's voice, he's 66 years old.
That's how he sounds, man.
He really sounds like
that's how he sounds.
Mature.
Dude, the 8-year-old sounds like he smokes cigars, and the 6-year-old sounds like a cartoon character. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. The 6-year-old's like, I want to talk. He talks like that, and then his brother's like, "What's up, man?" And he talks like a grown man. It's really fucking alarming.
Oh man, it would be.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Kids are learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. When was the last thing you wanted to learn? Was it gardening, a new language, or maybe how to finally beat your best friend in bowling? Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder, because your back to school era can come at any age. I call it salad days. I miss salad days when you're getting into something brand new. Stand up. When I first moved to New York, those are my salad days. And I look for things that are to turn them into my salad days. I love that energy. It's like when you first start dating someone. And so for me, when the therapy and talked about it, and he was like, when was the last time you picked up a new hobby? And I was like, huh? I was like, I don't have any hobbies. He's like, you should get a hobby. And I was like, oh, good call. Man, it's so fun. That's so silly. I would never think to have a hobby. I remember him telling me that, and I go, I do stand-up. He's like, no, what's your hobby? I go do stand-up. I do videos. I do a podcast. I edit, I write scripts. And he's like, you need a hobby. I go read books. He's like, still doesn't work. It was leather making. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/bears today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/bears.
You know that feeling when you, it's like you're going to shoot a special and you you're like, oh my God, I got to shoot it. Then you get into the confidence of like, I've done this show 200 times. Like I'm ready to shoot it. And then, you shoot it and you have the taping that goes well and you're like, there's my special. And then you get to the edit and like, I don't want to watch the edit. And then you have to watch the edit. And then you're like, okay. And then you're like, is this good? And then you watch it like, a few more times. You're like, oh, I think this is pretty good. And then there's that moment that it's about to come out and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? And it's scary, but it's scary because you care.
Right. I've always been a pretty good comic but I've always done the reps. Yeah. I've always done the sets and I've always done what it takes to be a good comic,
right.
And
you did the work.
I did all the work. So I was always happy to go on stage and show everybody all the work I've done and how fucking funny I am. And that's old hat. I've done it for fucking decades.
Yeah. Let's buy a plane.
All right.
You want to do one again?
I had one for 15 years.
I remember this.
Well, what's weird about, and I don't know about you, but I got famous on the road.
Yeah.
Right. So I never had to go to New York or LA and spend, like Tony Hinchcliffe, who was at the Comedy Store since he was a child.
Yeah. Like a fucking teen. Yeah.
Grew up there and wrote his first joke there and all that stuff. But he knows so much about all the comics that came through L.A. because he knew every one of them. And
Sure.
He was there a fixture. And a lot of people were, or they were a fixture at the Cellar in New York.
Yes.
And I was just neither one. So I never really knew a lot of comics because if you're a touring act,
you're not
there's
hanging.
just me and an opening act. I don't have 6 guys in my show like some of these guys do.
Yeah.
Just an opener and me. And it's really, 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 really strange.
But you still are doing the road, though.
I did 36 cities, nearly all casinos, and I'm going to do about the same next year. But I'm going to spread it out a little more throughout the year, so I just have something to do.
You were condensed this year,
front end loaded. By June, I was done and had like 4 dates the rest of the year, and I just feel like that. I'm keeping my chops at the club, so, I feel like I should go out every once in a while, all year long, and just a light schedule, because then it's, it's fun. And I went down to San Antonio and helped open the shows for Rogan.
How was that? How was that?
That was fun. I'll tell you the truth, though.
Yeah.
I was in Costa Rica, and I had told Joe, I'd heard about it 2 months before. I said, listen, I know you're going to do that Netflix thing in San Antonio, and if you want me to, I'll come down and open it for you. And he goes, that sounds like that'd be fun, which is not the same thing as yes, right?
Right.
That's what I say when I'm saying no.
Right.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah. Right.
Which it did, but I didn't say I'd do it. And and then I see him 20 times. And he doesn't say one more word about it, and he knows a million comics, so I figured he'd just rather have somebody else do it. I don't care at all. I just wanted to make the offer. And so I assume he doesn't want to do it. And then I'm in Costa Rica, and I go up there and want to go to Arrhythmia, which is my ayahuasca place.
Uh-huh.
And I get up there, and I really hadn't been paying attention to about the drugs I was on, and I was on the wrong drug, and they wouldn't let me do the ayahuasca. And I'm on the board of this place, and they were still like, "Yeah, this isn't a toy, Ron.
Yeah,
you got to remember that this is a medical facility, and just because you're on the board doesn't mean you can party down and pop in and do fucking hallucinogens." Like, it doesn't.
I thought that's why I got involved with this place. Yeah,
I became with righteous indignation. What are you talking about? No, I understood. And then Rogan called and he goes, "Hey, Friday's gonna be fun, right? Are we ready to go? You pumped? You ready to go?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, he wants me to do the thing in San Antonio."
Oh shit!
And I'm in Costa Rica, but I just found out I can't do the ayahuasca, so I was like, "Oh yeah. So
I'll be there."
I got on a plane in Costa Rica and flew to Los Angeles and picked up Jeannie and the dogs, and then flew here, and then drove down there and did that show, and
wow,
and which was fun. It's so much fun to do sets now that there's no pressure for me to deliver.
Yeah,
I just get to go, and that's one of my favorite rooms. What is it called? The Majestic.
Yeah, the Majestic in San Antonio.
Such a great room.
It's a great room.
So I just get to go up there and blister a crowd for 20 minutes. And go, here you go.
Yeah.
And that's just the funnest thing in the world to me.
That's very cool. And with multiple, were there like 3 of you opening the show? Like, did you guys all do sets?
Yeah, Ari Matty, the guy from Estonia, the killer from Estonia, and Tony. And I was in the middle of that.
Yeah.
So, it was just glorious. And then we went up to New York, to Madison Square Garden, to where I watched the Kill Tony stuff there. Yeah. And that was a hoot.
Wow.
It was just so much surprise stuff,
Yeah.
I noticed that when I got in there, I said, "Is that Marcus King on guitar, just in the band?" And I'm like, I would have paid to see Marcus King in that building all by himself.
Absolutely.
And he's just a side note on the band. People want to be involved in the show so bad,
so much, yeah.
And then Jelly Roll came out and sang New York, New York, and I'm like, wow, I'm just having a ball. And I thought I was going to be in the one the next night. And so I kind of mushroomed up a little bit, and I was standing out just a little in front of the stage, just watching it, and it was fucking great. I get a big smile on my face. I love this shit, you know. And then I get tapped on the shoulder, and it's like, "Tony, I want you to go up now and say what? I'm not going on until tomorrow, right?" And I'm like, "Fuck it, yeah, I'll do it. Let's go. I know what jokes I'm doing. I'll fucking do it now." And it was just glorious. And then they said a bunch of really nice shit about me while I was up there. And that was, 18,000 people heard that. And then whatever, 1 million people streamed it.
Yeah.
And it's just, I do 3 or 4 minutes of material. And then I get this fucking, all this adulation and nice things said about me. I'm like, I don't know.
It's like a love
it's
fest.
The fucking, it's so cool what's happening with podcasts, and that one particularly. If you have an idea, you don't have to. It's showing you just how uncreative TV executives really are.
Truly.
Because people left to their own devices know what's entertaining.
Yeah.
And if you'll get out of their way.
And we keep saying that.
Right.
For
over
years.
And over and over. And they truly,
we
to
go
justify their own existence.
Let the person who's creative do it. And they're like, no, we'll have this other guy do it.
Yeah. This guy knows these numbers.
Yeah.
And so, then all of a sudden, the biggest media outlet in the world is a podcast out of fucking Austin, Texas.
Insane.
And so it's an odd thing.
It's so cool, man. I mean, first of all, like this whole thing that Netflix has gotten into, I think more people are going to go back to it, is like, we left broadcast TV, right? Broadcast became like, oh, that's of the past. And everything became on-demand streaming. But what they realized in this last year especially is that there's something about eventing something live. And that only traditionally happens on broadcast. And now that streamers are doing it, like the people are flipping out for an event like these live roast and the live specials. Rock did his special live, Kat, and now Joe. Yeah. And like the numbers are that, like people are like, oh, I want to watch it in the moment that it's happening. That's still a thing for people. They still want that.
I guess I tried to talk Joe out of it. I said, Joe, that's stupid. Why on earth? I was telling him this in front of the Netflix executives.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's ridiculous. What do you get from it? Mm-hmm. Record 3. Pick the best one. Fucker.
What'd he say?
Huh? He goes, I don't know. He goes, it was scary. So I want to do it.
Yeah, because it's scary.
He's jump out of a plane kind of guy.
Yeah.
And also he was prepared to do it, and he did it, and I could tell because I'm watching it live. He's going streaming from that room, and I'm watching on TV in this room.
Yeah.
And I can tell Joe when he's having fun, his lips kind of turn up in a jokery kind of way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that motherfucker's having fun.
He's having
he
fun.
He is having fucking fun. He knows what's going on.
Well, I told him nobody's more ready because he has run that set hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Hundreds of times.
Yeah.
So like, as far as like, when you shoot, you're like, am I ready? Right. And it's usually like, you hear about, there's people I know who do specials now after like 25 sets. They don't like non-road working guys. They're like, yeah, I've done this like 25 times. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Like, and they're like, how many times do you do it? I'm like, 250 times?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, really? And you're like, yeah. But he had like years of running this set. So, I mean, he was super ready.
Yeah. And I think my last 2, I shot at this little theater in Atlanta, 800 seats, and you can go in there and do shows for a week and then maybe record, 4 of them or 3 of them or something, and see which one you like, and it's pretty safe way to do it.
Yeah, foolproof play. Yeah,
yeah.
But the Tony thing too, it's like we were talking about it, where he's just like he's been so persistent that this is the show. You know what I mean? Like I feel like in the years he's been doing this, that dude never took a Monday off. I don't think he took a vacation to do, like, he was just always like, this is the show, and building it piece by piece. The show really is about watching him be the captain of that ship. I think that's what the show is.
And then, you also get some guests, some panelist guests that are also good
fun.
at doing the same thing Tony's good at.
But
the best thing, when I do it, I'm not that good a guest on it, but I just try to stay out of his way and then if I think of something to say, I say it. But for the most part, I let him do what he does, and it works out just fine.
It works out just fine. Yeah.
And I see some guests try to kind of overpower him or try to be, just over the fucking top on every fucking comment, and I'm like, you can do it any way you want to, but I like to just stay out of his way. But I saw it years ago at the store, and I was intrigued because it just sounds like a bad idea. When he told me, one of you come out these comics, it's never been done, 1 minute. I'm like, and then I saw him do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it makes sense. And but he never wavered one iota and was doing it for 15 people. And now it's just crazy. And I kind of believed in it, and I encouraged him to move to Texas and all that, and I believed in what he was doing, and all of a sudden I was right about something.
Well, you definitely were. I mean, and that not wavering thing is that story you always hear from Hollywood about, like, someone writes a script and they're like, this is what I want to make, and they tell you, like, I think Star Wars was like that, where he's like, they're like, what the fuck is this? Something in space? Like,
right.
People were just like, you're out of your mind. But when you're like so believe in something, whether it's a podcast or something you wrote, you really do, and like then it's like everyone comes around later.
Like Bohemian Rhapsody. Mm-hmm. Nobody believed in that album, but they did. They fucking believed in that fucking album.
Yeah.
But it was sure fun to watching all the bombs going off. It was so fun, man. Rockets, red glare, big American thing.
That's very cool.
We loved it. Everybody had a great time. The audiences were great too in New York. I mean, the audiences were funny. They had timing. They knew when to laugh at somebody.
Yeah.
It was really weird. If you ever go back and have a chance to watch that audience that first night had timing and rhythm.
Like sharp.
Yeah. Just a cracking fucking.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was great. Everybody killed that went on the show.
That's fucking cool, man. I had to ask because it was just everywhere. Were you a big fan of the Olympics? Were you watching it? Did you keep up on any of it?
I did. I watched it almost every night, and I thought it was. I thought the bronze medal. I still don't know where they're standing now. They're saying they could give away 3 bronze medals for that.
This is the gymnast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand the story.
Well, the story was that she got her score, and then her coach said, "You didn't judge that with the correct difficulty level."
To the judges.
Went back and they said, and they had already given the bronze to somebody else, and they said, "You're right, we didn't. We calculated it wrong. Here's the score." Now she's got the bronze medal, the American. And then the other team said, "Hey, you only have 1 minute to file anything about this after the thing," and that was 1 minute and 4 seconds. So they said, "Yeah, you're right." So then they took it back. So it clearly wasn't her fault. She did it, and the judges got it wrong. They miscalculated it because of a difficulty level. But then they didn't catch their mistake within a minute and 4 seconds. And now they're saying, and now the solution is give them both a fucking bronze medal and get on with their goddamn day. Let's not send one of them home crying.
Yeah.
Because they've both been crying. First she cried because she lost, then she cried because she won, and then she cried because they took it away. They're going to cry this poor girl to death.
Is there an update on it? Do we know?
I heard today they were going to give.
Let's see. If there's one thing to understand about the bronze medal saga, it's that it has barely anything to do with the level of gymnastics. Chills. Or
Childs.
Okay. Do we know? Okay, scroll down. The International Federation of the Court officially, and as of this moment, the other lady, the Barbusa score, is credited as third place, and Child's score has been pushed back down to third. Okay, I guess that's just one article at this moment. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna call some people, get that straightened out.
Oh, and it looks like right now, scroll down a little bit, that it says, according to a video that's timestamped, he began his inquiry table 47 seconds after the score was posted, followed by a second segment 55 seconds after. So maybe that's the argument. That's within the minute.
Within the thing.
Wow. That's dramatic though, man.
So now they're just going to mail her one. I mean, surely they'll end up giving it to her because they'll realize that's the right thing to do. And then she just gets it in the mail instead of going to the ceremony.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well,
Thanks.
Here it is, everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
Take a bunch of pictures.
Plus, she already has gold from the team stuff, right? Doesn't she?
Yeah,
Already?
they did win a team gold.
Yeah. All right. Well, fuck, man. Did you watch the shooter, the Turkish shooter, that went viral? The guy,
the Korean girl.
No, the Turkish guy who didn't wear any eye stuff.
You know what? I didn't watch much of that. It just didn't come on. Yeah, I saw her because they were going. That Korean girl. She was so sexy with that. But I had never seen that eye configuration before until I saw it on that Korean girl, and that was hot.
You like that?
Yes, it was. Look at it. I mean, just kind of like a robot you might be able to fuck. not to keep bringing up a
I know
same subject.
There's Wheezy right there.
Yeah, right. There's Wheezy.
Yeah,
A little Weasless.
that's awesome, man. Yeah, I watched. I couldn't believe how exhausting. I'd never seen anything for 3-on-3 basketball, and I was in a hotel gym,
Right.
and it's on, and you know that as somebody scores, as it goes through the net, the other team grabs it, throws it to the top of the key, and they're so there's no pausing in it. There's no checking the ball.
Is that actually played anywhere in the world?
I couldn't believe. I was like, this is an Olympic event. I had no idea. I always thought it was the full court 5-on-5, but they were it is rocket fast. It's incredible, and they have to sub out the 3 at a time. They sub out 3 and 3 because everyone's dying on the court. They can't maintain.
How big are the teams?
Just I think they each have 7. So
Okay.
you can do 3 full.
And it was the same as our Olympic basketball team. Some of those players were on the.
I don't think so. Totally different players.
How'd we do?
I think we didn't win in that at all.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I think we got our asses kicked in men's and women's, but we won both golds for traditional.
Right.
Yeah, our
Yeah,
birthright.
Curry fucking cut them up.
He did.
I bet that
in
was
the
fun
final.
to watch.
Holy shit! Where everyone was saying we finally get to see what it's like to be a Warriors fan for the last decade.
Right.
It's just this is bananas. This guy's shooting from 3 people in his face, fucking half court, and he's just going in. It's crazy.
He's
crazy.
a real jewel.
He's brilliant. It really is fun. And I did watch a little bit of it because as a kid, the thing that was the biggest that I remember, watching Olympics as a kid, was track and field. So I got to watch a little bit of
Kerry Richards.
Noah Lyles, is that his name? And yeah, watching that was fun.
Yeah, he got COVID and then went out partying afterwards. I'm like, he needs a better PR team around him.
Probably.
You got to go to that event disguised as someone else.
I know, right? Yeah, but he was really feeling himself after winning by 5 1/1000ths of a second.
It was called wrong. I saw it wrong, but he sure did. He fucking won it, fastest man alive. You can't take that away from him.
You can't, dude.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
I like watching that stuff too. I really, and pole vaulting. I mean, there's a big dick joke on pole vaulting, but
there was a couple.
When I was a kid, pole vaulting was my favorite thing because it was just really a guy's going to get over that thing with a stick. I mean, it was something that you can imagine. Not that could be really difficult to do.
And the 2 biggest dicks of the Olympics were both French. They were both French cocks.
And one of them was a swimmer, or
one was a diver, and one was the pole vaulter. The pole vaulter's dick knocked him out of the event, right? Because his dick caught the.
Well, the diver's dick's going to make a splash.
The diver's dick.
It's going to make entry more difficult.
You know what they were calling the diver? They were calling him Baguette because he's a French diver, and he has a monster dick. And he seems like a very like a humble
normal
person,
dicked guy.
He's a humble personality guy, and then he looks like he has 3 dicks tied together in his Speedo, and he's just like, fuck, I just don't know what to do with all this dick before I dive. It's really crazy. And then the place that you learn about it is on Twitter. You open it up and they're like, check out this guy's dick. And then you realize you're in a gay Twitter thread because gay Twitter is its own thing. Like it really takes, they don't hold back at all. Yeah, this is the guy here. I mean, he's just like, I don't know what to do, man. I'm trying to dive.
Yeah,
everyone's talking about my
gonna
dick.
Find out I have a huge cock today when I go out there in this bathing suit.
Apparently he also got I think he got a massive underwear endorsement after this. Like from the Olympics, you know, some underwear company was like, "Hey, we saw your huge dick. Do you want to wear our underwear?" And he was like, "Yeah." Can I get millions of dollars? And they were like, "Sure."
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be an amazing feeling. That phone call.
I guess so. You know, whenever, especially now that the Olympics are over and now they're all over there just bundle fucking each other, right?
Yeah.
You just got to pry those gymnasts off these fucking swimmers and divers. You know that's what they're fucking going for.
Yeah.
That broad shouldered.
Well, this is
dicked, you know.
This is like the perfect male physique is like a swimmer diver, right?
Yeah,
they're
right.
Slender and muscular or whatever, and they're also incredible athletes. And then those chicks come off the fucking trampoline and they're just like, I need to work out some of this energy. So I have a lot of anxiety. You think you could dive off of the roof into my pussy?
Is there so there really is a gay Twitter, or is he making that up?
Well, it's when a topic takes off within any like subset community, it becomes like, so it's not separate, but it's like, you know, people will say Black Twitter. What they're just talking about is like a topic will take off and it's just dominant in the Black community. So like that top, so there probably is a gay Twitter, but in this case, it's just a bunch of guys being like, I wish I could see that guy's dick.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm one of those guys now.
Yeah.
I want to see the dude's. I'm not gay at all. I don't want to touch it or anything, but I'm going to look for sure. I mean, I've watched porn.
Yeah.
I don't want small, half-flaccid penises. I want big, hard, throbbing cocks in that fucking porn.
I think the gayest I ever feel is when I'm disappointed at a guy's dick in porn. I'm like, look at this guy's pathetic dick.
That is a pretty gay.
It's pretty gay.
Like,
I go,
oh, Jesus, you call that a dick?
That's not a dick. I want to see a big old dick in her mouth. And then you're like, wait a minute, what? And then, and then you find one, you're like, that's a cock. And you start talking to it.
So I'll tell you the story. I probably should tell you. It was Jeannie was out of town, and I was talking to her on the phone. She said, I bet you're just jacking off a lot. And I said, yeah, of course I am. And she goes, well, why don't you send me a video? And I'm like, I am not going to videotape me beating off and send it out into the fucking ethos. And then in the middle of the day, no reason, I decided to jack off, and I realized this is going nowhere. Mm-hmm. Nothing I can conjure up, and I don't have porn anymore because they made it where you can't get porn in Texas unless you know that UVN number, which I can't figure out. So now I'm pornless. It affected nobody but me.
You guys got to put a VPN on his phone today.
And so anyway, so I know this is going nowhere. So I'm like, but my dick looked pretty good. And my phone was there, and she wanted that video. So I got my phone out, and I got the camera on. I came in like 3 seconds of looking at my dick through a phone camera. A masturbation session that was going nowhere ever all of a sudden comes into a and I don't know if it's that it was hotter to see another guy's dick in my hand on a phone. I don't know what it was. I'm like, get out of there. Get out of there. We don't need that nonsense.
Did you send it?
I did. I did. I sent it to her, and she was like, "That's gross."
Ah,
like,
man.
Wow. Yeah,
that's heartbreaking. I thought you were gonna.
I thought, she didn't say it was gross. I just thought it was gross. I looked at it 15 times afterwards. That's sick.
Yeah,
Ron, you're disgusting, Ron.
If you comment on the YouTube page, Ron will send you his 3-second cum clip. And that's a promise from me.
It really does exist. So don't think we're making empty promises. We can't.
Do you still have the video, or did you just delete it?
I still have it on my.
Wow.
Well, I don't have it on my phone, but I have it on where I sent it to Jeannie.
Oh, I got you. So it's on her phone.
So yeah, so I could scroll down on that, get some. It's really good fit. It's also brief.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought I was going to be filming it for an hour, getting something to go. But
that's another thing is when I'm watching porn, sometimes I'm like, you know, scene's kind of over, you're ready for the pop shot, and they're standing over her, and they're just like stroking, and you're like, hey man, can you come already? And I'm like, I'm a little like, let's get to it. And then they're just like, hey, you know, can I, you know, like, if I can pull your hair, or like they're just trying to like conjure up that try to get that nut out, and they're really struggling. And then I'm sitting there being like, just fucking come. And I realize that I'm just like cheering for a man to come. That feels kind of gay.
That doesn't feel as gay as the other one, though, right?
No,
where
the other
you're
one, yeah.
Judging the guy's cock.
Yeah,
and,
where I'm like, look at this.
Just not enough.
A mediocre dick. That's the thing too. I'm just
I'll
like,
watch myself do it.
Yeah, I'm like, this kind of looks like my dick. I don't want to watch that. I want to watch fucking.
What happened to this podcast? This is supposed to be good, clean Christian fun.
Yeah,
That's what you told me when
when
you talked me into this, and a few random cocks. You know, I know a good dick from a bad dick, but it's hard to tell. You know, pictures of vaginas.
I know
what would fit, what wouldn't fit. You know?
See, like, because you've seen beautiful women that you're like, oh my god, and then you get with them and you're like, wow.
I know that if I had a pussy, I would ruin it. I would buy everything you could possibly cram into it. Fucking every buzzer, twizzer, dildos the size of traffic cones, just jamming it all in there.
Yeah, just to see how big it can get.
Yeah. You used to have a really nice pussy, didn't you, Ron? I ruined it. Now it's where I keep my shoes.
Thank you for coming in today. And honestly, man, I'm really happy that I get to spend any time with you. It's always fun. It's always good to see you. So thank you very much.
Hey, I feel the same way, Tom, and we're best wishes to all of it.
Of course, we all send our best to Bert, and hope you make a full recovery.
Yeah, Bert, and then if you need me for anything, I'm right down the street. So
I definitely will call you. Yes,
no problem.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Bye, guys.
See you, everybody.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.